Taki 183 was the face of the graffiti movement in New York. But just 100 miles to the south, Philadelphia had its own star.
I was established in 1965 at a reform school, and Mrs. Swanson, who was the head cook, used to always prepare white bread with our meals. I used to always remember how my grandma used to bake cornbread. So I used to get out of line and go in the back and say, Mrs. Swanson, how come y'all don't serve cornbread on a menu? And he gripped me by my shirt and took me out to my counselor and told my counselor, keep this cornbread out my kitchen. And all my peers at the table started laughing, cornbread, cornbread. And throughout the institution, which was infested with gangs, who wrote their names all over the walls of the institution to be recognized by their gang name, I wanted recognition too. So I wrote cornbread, real big letters, right by all the gangs' names. But I took a step further than that. I wrote my name in the visiting hall, in the chow hall, in the bathroom, in the school, in the church, everywhere. When I came home in 1967, I took that same concept to the city walls to establish a reputation, and I wrote my name everywhere. People started talking about it. It wasn't long before other teenage juveniles began to spray paint their names.
In North Philly, Cornbread was joined by the likes of Titty and Dr. Cool, while in West Philly, there were writers such as Chewy, Cool Earl, and Cool Klepto Kid.
My name is Edward Leatherbury, a.k.a. Cool Klepto Kid, a.k.a. The Kid. When I first started writing graffiti was, I believe, in '67. Small tags with magic markers, and it escalated into spray paint. It started out as a small band of us that hung together, and that was myself, Cool Earl, Chewy. We came from the hood, so to speak, the ghetto, rat, roach-infested areas, people not having very much. And we went out and pretty much put our names out, and it was like, we're here.
Well, one particular day, Chewy, Kid, and myself and a few other guys was writing on the L's in Philadelphia, and Eddie decided to write his name on the L's. He wrote Kid. And I'm sitting on the L in the seat, and I'm looking at him write Kid, and I'm thinking, well, get me, write my name up there. And to my surprise, instead of just writing Earl, he wrote Cool Earl. So Kid was the first person that wrote Cool Earl for me.
I chose to use my real name, but because of that little art flair in me, I knew I could come up with something special. So, and to this day, there's only one dude I know that could really do it like me, and that was my man, Joe Cool.
I got the name Joe Cool from the cartoon character Snoopy.
When I turned 13, my parents sent me to karate school. And, at first they used to tease me and calling me Karate Kid and stuff like that. And as time went on, I couldn't shake it. And here I am now, and still can't shake it. I have people right now that they don't know my name.
It was just more of a vandal type thing. We were just on the subway writing on the cardboard advertisement, like a Zorro type of insignia.
We were going over South Philly, North Philly. We was going all over the place. Everybody wanted to be cool just like us.
Everywhere. I see this guy's name. I said, how did they do that? How did they get it here? How did they get up there?
We were just having fun. Cops chased us, they couldn't catch us. It was a cat and mouse type thing. When we were hitting and they'd pull over and jump out and try to catch us, all of us were pretty fast, and, we was having fun.
We went on excursions at night in the bus terminals when we thought that no one would see us, and we hit every bus we could hit.
I used to live with my aunt, and my aunt used to tell me, look, if you're not in the house by 9 o'clock, you gotta sleep in the hallway. Every night we would go out and write, and I never got home at 9 o'clock, so I slept in the hallway a many night.
We didn't want to be a part of gangs. That's why we broke off into different clubs. Delta Phi Soul, Cornbread was a part of North Philly, and in West Philly, me and Cool Klepto Kid was a part of Club Digma Experience, meaning Cool Experience.
Writers from both sides of town belonged to crews modeled after fraternities with names like Phi Odigma Experience and Delta Phi Soul. The crew's main focus was to throw parties at social clubs, so it was only a matter of time until both groups of graffiti writers met.
Let's say we would hit a wall, a clean wall, and we'd come back at a later date, and Cornbread and his crew had hit that wall. So we started leaving messages, and finally we did connect. We met at a dance hall, Shanahan on Lancaster Avenue.
West Philly used to fight North Philly, so we knew that was gonna be some trouble outside when we went to North Philly. So I seen Cool Earl on a cool cap. So I told him, I said, Cool Earl. He said, what's up, man? I said, what's up, Cool Earl? He said, what's up with you? Who are you? I said, I'm Cornbread. He said, no, you ain't Cornbread. I put up my marker. I got the felt whip and I went straight to the wall, Cornbread. And he just says, hello, Chewy, Bobby. He started calling the whole gang. Here go Cornbread. And then just hugging me. We recognized each other by reputation.
And we introduced ourselves, and it was like, it was great. Finally I meet Cornbread and Teddy and Dr. Cool and Took. But when we met, it was just, let's go tag some walls together.
That set the party in tone.
With North Philly and West Philly writers united, graffiti in Philadelphia spread like wildfire, and the media picked up the story.
I think the name that got me the most was Cornbread, because it was so unique. It said so many different things,
All of us had good names, but, Cornbread just was an easy name to stick in your mind and easy to remember. And the more we got into it, the more publicity we kept getting. There were some imposters during that period also.
So I'm going to work one day. I got a job at Nabisco Bacon Factory. And I open up the newspapers, and I read about my own death. The fantastic career of one of Philadelphia's best-known graffiti artists came to a violent end Sunday outside a hotel and bar. My reputation was going to this guy's grave. I had to do something to let the public know that I still exist. So I had pondered countless possibilities and came to the conclusion to spray paint my name on a live elephant at the Philadelphia Zoo. I went to the zoo, spray paint in hand, came over the fence, and came to his pit. I walked up to the elephant, and I wrote, Cornbread lives. I got locked up that day. When the police officers learned that I was in custody, all the cops started coming to my cell asking me for an autograph. My name rang like Jesus Christ. They talked about that in the newspapers, and it just blew out of context.
Cornbread, he's the most famous it was. This guy name on elephants and stuff like this, and that's pretty bold. You're gonna go to the zoo and write your name on an elephant?
Because, again, we were always trying to find the wildest things you could possibly find that would get the attention of other people, And, this, of course, this was really wild. I mean, this is off the chart to go over a fence and spray paint an elephant.